anyone out there? Is anyone listening? Welcome. This is Dear Aliens. I am your host, Molly, resident holiday Scrooge, triangle player, and your storyteller for today. Welcome to the first ever Minisode. I'm so excited for today. So today is going to be much shorter than usual, just a little mini one. It's the week of Thanksgiving. So this week's podcast is dedicated to all of the turkeys that don't get pardoned, or the turkeys that get pardoned and still end up getting eaten. Pour one out for them. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. To find out which topics are making me want to get beamed up, we are talking about Thanksgiving, because you know what? Thanksgiving doesn't even make my top 5 holidays. It's a good holiday. We all love the food, but there's the ethical issues, and I don't need to go on about it. We know about it. And if you don't, just Google it for 16 seconds and you'll learn a lot. So it's like Thanksgiving and I, we have a difficult relationship, but okay. Let's talk about a staple of Thanksgiving. And here's what I want to know. What are you watching at Thanksgiving? Because let me tell you something. If you hand me the remote at Thanksgiving, and there are people out there who will vouch and tell you what happens when you give me the remote at Thanksgiving, do you know what is going to end up on the TV? Blue Planet. I'm literally not kidding. We will be watching a nature documentary. We will be watching Blue Planet. We will be watching orcas going through the sea. That's what's on the agenda. We aren't watching football. We aren't watching a sport. We are not watching the parade. We are watching Blue Planet. What are you guys watching? What's your go-to? Is it football? Is it another sport? Is it the parades? I know people love those. What floats are going on nowadays? Do we still have the Charlie Brown one? I feel like there was Shrek one year. That was a good year. But I'll say, I think maybe my favorite thing about Thanksgiving, and okay, let's say we're playing Smash or Pass, which we are. That's what we're doing today. But you want to know what the ultimate smash is? The Welch's Sparkling Rosé. Welch's knew what they were doing when they came out with their sparkling line, but when they made that sparkling rosé, they kissed the gods. It's up there. It is Grecian, it is glitter, it is everything that is gold. Get yourself a bottle of sparkling rosé and do not share it. It's not worth sharing. That's how delicious it is. Do not share it. Be selfish. Okay, but we'll keep it short. We'll get right through it. Today, we're going to do Thanksgiving food, smash or pass, because there's a lot of food. I made a big long list. Some of the foods I've eaten, some of the foods I haven't. Take your guess on which ones are which, but I have opinions and smash or pass for each and every item. Let's start with the big guy, the turkey. Pass. Easy. No thought about it. This is not me dissing whoever's making the turkey for my entire life, because I've obviously made the turkey. I don't like turkey. I don't like the taste of turkey. I think that turkey is dry. I'm not accusing anyone of ever having a dry turkey. I'm just voicing that I personally dislike turkey. So pass. Mashed potatoes. And let me tell you, these are seasoned mashed potatoes. You gotta throw in some garlic, butter, milk. We are jazzing up to make the most beautifully whipped mashed potatoes for this one day of the year. And let me tell you something. The biggest crime you can commit at a Friendsgiving, and you know who you are out there. The biggest crime you can commit at a Friendsgiving is bringing mashed potatoes that have not been seasoned. I actually think that that's the worst crime, because don't mess up the mashed potatoes, because at the very least, even if you just get literal potatoes, if you just threw in a stick of butter and maybe a little bit of salt, that would help. But when you have just brought a pot of literal mashed potatoes, no milk, no butter, no salt, no seasoning, Like, it's almost unforgivable. Like, you really have to hold a special place in everyone's heart to be forgiven. This person, they have been forgiven, but they will never be allowed to bring the mashed potatoes again. Sticking with the potato family. Funeral potatoes, smash. Like, hell yeah, no thoughts. That's the casserole that has the cornflakes on top. If you have not had it, go, run, Google it, make the recipe. It is so good. And here's the thing, the potato dishes, I might have to rethink because now, count your blessings for Thanksgiving. And I'm thinking about all of the different potato dishes that happen around Thanksgiving. And that's something to be thankful for. Next on my list is cheesy potatoes and smash, specifically cheesy potatoes on the second day. So, like, if you want to eat good mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving, you have to make them the day before because, you need to let it cook, you need to let it set, you need to let it go in the fridge and then reheat it the next day. That's how you're going to get the best cheesy potatoes. Okay, people might be like, what is this? It is so good. I didn't even know the name. Literally, I had to ask someone. I was like, what is that thing we have at Thanksgiving? Because it's so good. White boiler onions. Oh my goodness. Smash, smash, smash. Like, I take seconds, sometimes thirds on Thanksgiving because they are that good. I will not explain them, just smash. Stuffing slash dressing. Now, I didn't want to make decisions beforehand. I was like, let me see how I feel in the moment. And I still don't know how I feel about stuffing slash dressing. Like, I want to be like smash because I've had really good stuffing, but at the same time, I don't know if I actually like stuffing. So that makes me want to say pass. And you know what? I feel like you need to be sure. So I'm going to say pass. We're passing on stuffing. Now, rolls. And this is the debate. Are we talking about potato rolls or Hawaiian rolls? And are we having both at Thanksgiving? And the answer is hopefully. I think if I had to smash one and pass the other, we're going to pass on the potato roll. Oh my God, that might have been a sin to say. And we are going to smash the Hawaiian roll. I don't know, just like Hawaiian rolls are good in any and all capacities. Heat them up, room temperature, straight out of the back. Like, I love me a Hawaiian roll. Coming up next, ham. Pass, easy. Gravy. When the gravy's good, like the potatoes, the mashed potatoes are already good, but then you have the good gravy. I'm going to have to pass because here's the thing. Gravy is great and love me some biscuits and gravy, like no disrespect. But like, I've had really good standalone mashed potatoes, but you can't have gravy standalone. I think it would be kind of gross to be eating gravy as if it were soup. So I got to say pass on that front. Green beans, and if you know me, you know I love green beans. I gotta say pass though. On Thanksgiving, there's too many other delicious foods. We're passing on the green beans. Mac and cheese, smash, easy, no thought. Cornbread, smash, easy, no thought. Green bean casserole, pass. I don't love green bean casserole, but do you know what I do love? Do you know what I do salute to? The crunchy onions that go on top of green bean casserole. What I would not do for a crunchy onion. Okay, so one of my favorite things about my college was we had mac and cheese days on Wednesdays where you could go and get a custom bowl of mac and cheese made. And when I would go, I would get like I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do the orange sauce today with shells and broccoli and onions. And then afterwards, I would go over to like the salad bar section and grab crunchy onions and just jazz my dish up even more. I was living the high life. I felt like a top chef. I won't even lie. So it's like, crunchy onions, those are my ride or die. So crunchy onions alone, smash. Green bean casserole, pass. Glazed carrots, pass. Deviled eggs, smash. I've always been that girly. Listen, I love a deviled egg. Is that gross? I'm not sure. Are we ashamed? That's a good question. And we'll leave it at that. Cranberry sauce. And this is the debate. because it's like, are we talking about the can cranberry sauce? And we know the stuff we're talking about. You know her. She looks like a jello, but she's not jello. Or are we talking about the fresh stuff? Because at Thanksgiving, honestly, you need to have both. And you know what? Smash both. I really thought that I might be like, they can't both win. You have to choose. And then I reminded myself that this is my show and I make the rules. So, you know what? Smash to both the cranberries in a can and fresh cranberries as well. Duck, pass. And you're like, duck? No, I've literally been to Thanksgiving meals where it has been like formal and they serve duck, and that's when I found out I do not like duck. So pass. Sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows. Now this feels like a staple, and it's a pass for me. I'm not really sure if I like marshmallows or if I just like s'mores or if I just like s'mores because I like the chocolate and the graham cracker, and I'm like, well, the marshmallow's there too, so that's fine. So, and then secondly, I don't like sweet potatoes. So, we got to pass on sweet potato casserole with marshmallows. It's also a mouthful to say. Now, something special, the cheese ball for before dinner. She is a smash because she's a staple, she is solid, and you feel empty without her. Scalloped potatoes, smash. Because you know what? If you're a potato product, automatically smash. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Candied yams. I gotta say, pass. I don't think I've ever actually had a yam though. Do not ask me to point one out. I would probably bring you a sweet potato because in my mind, yams and sweet potatoes look exactly the same. And then last on my food list before we go to desserts real quick, collard greens. I've never had collard greens. I feel like it's a pass, but one day if I eat collard greens and I change my mind, I will let everyone know. Okay. So time for dessert. I just picked a quick few because I was like, we obviously know we're like mainly going to be talking about pie because, like, you know what? I'd rather literally have Thanksgiving be a whole entire day about pie and like being thankful versus like all of that whole like the Native Americans and the settlers or the colonizers had a nice meal together. I don't believe that for a second. But I do want to talk about something sweet before we all go on with our Thanksgiving. And that's desserts. We're going to start with pecan pie. I have to say pass on pecan pie. There's no beef. I'm not a fan. Pumpkin pie, also pass. She's a staple. She needs to be there, but I'm not talking to her. Apple pie. Now, this was difficult for me because I'm an apple pie girly. Like, when you I know the numerous different types of apple pies because that is how much I like apple pie. So I'm over here and I was just like, okay, well, it's classic versus French. And I already know my bias. It's French because French is the crumble on top. Like, oh my God. Like, do not tempt me with a good time. The classic versus French on the apple pie. It will always be French. So, you know what? We will just say smash on apple pie, but especially smash on the French apple pie. Like, let's go to Paris. Strawberry rhubarb pie, smash. No thought, no explanation needed. Chocolate mousse pie, smash. Like, she's been there since I was born. Never turn your back. Midwestern Jello dessert salad. Pass. It's bad. Does it need to be there? Absolutely. Do I need to swish the spoon around and hear the crinkliness? Absolutely. Will I be eating a bite? Absolutely not. Finally, square Jello. Now, this is a core memory. Growing up, and like going to one of my aunt's houses for Thanksgiving for years, like probably the first 12, 13 years of my life, we had the little square cuts of jellos in like little pyramid towers. We would have it red, green. On special years, there would be an orange one. But like, I don't like jello at all. Like, I feel like you cannot find a lesser fan of Jello than I. But I would take it every single year. I would take 2 to 3 squares of Jello, and everyone knew she was not going to eat them. Or I would take the world's smallest bite, like where you take a bite of the corner, but I didn't even take a bite of the full corner, just like the top part of the corner, and I would like choke down that little bit and be like, oh yeah, I still don't like this. And then just poke it. Like I would just like poke it a couple of times after I finished my dinner and be like, well, this was delicious. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Like that was, so it's like square Jello, pass. But is she a core memory? Absolutely. Will I definitely make Jello at my like Thanksgivings in my home in future years? Absolutely. Just because I can and just because it feels like a core memory to me. Y'all, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you have a really lovely Thanksgiving. And I just want to say I'm really grateful for every single person listening. That's one of my reasons for being grateful this year. Well, I have no issues with being grateful because there are so many things to be grateful for, not just on a daily basis, but a yearly basis. This is one of the things I'm the most grateful for. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you're listening up there and you want to have a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, you can find me at 1770 James Street in Minneapolis. And if you're feeling fun after, maybe we can head to the Mall of America.